Let's start. So in the last class we have discussed about group by class and order by class, and in today's class we are going to discuss one important topic is SQL constraints. So it is very important. The meaning constraint will tell you that it's a condition or a hurdle. Okay, so constraints are nothing but rules which are enforced on the data columns on table. These are used to limit the type of data that can go into a table. So here we have some rules and regulations. They are not null constraint, default constraint, unique constraint, primary key constraint, foreign key, check and index. So first we have not null constraints. It ensures that column cannot have null value. If you set any column as not null, in that column you must insert some value. You can't leave that column empty. Okay. In that cases, for example, when we are filling any application form, there will have an asterisk symbol for some fields, right? Have you observed? What is the meaning of that asterisk, red asterisk symbol? What is the meaning of those red asterisk symbol? Those fields are mandatory, right? Hello. So those fields are mandatory. In the same way, if you specify a column as not null, and then in that column you have to insert some value and you can't leave that column empty. So that is not null constraint. Default constraint in the sense it will provide a default value for a column when none is specified. If you didn't pass any value, by default some value will be stored in that field. So that is considered as default value. If you pass any value, the value will be inserted. If you didn't pass anything, default value will be inserted in that particular cell. Okay, so we will see one by one. So all these constraints can be implemented at the time of table creation. So check this table, create table customers, id int not null, name varchar not null, age int not null, address he didn't mention anything, salary didn't mention anything, and we'll just forget about this primary key. So this is a table creation. So I'll create this table for you. Already we have customers table, customer ఉంది కదా customers. Okay, id int not null, name varchar 20 not null, age is not null. Okay, so I am removing not null here. Let us assume I am going with only these columns. Okay, now I have only 3 columns: id, customer id, so I'll make it as cid, I'll make it as C name, okay, and this is C age, customer ID, customer name and customer age. Okay, run SQL. I am mentioning these 2 columns as not null and I didn't said anything to this. So it can be empty or it can be, we can leave it, but you can't leave these 2 columns. So click on run SQL. Customers already exist. Okay, I'll make it as customers 1. Table got created. Now how to insert the values? You tell me, then I'll write. Tell me the syntax. Tell me the query to insert the values.
Insert into customer 1,
customers 1, values customer ID 101, customer name some Kiran, and customer age 25. Run SQL. So one row inserted. Okay. Now I am inserting another row, second row, 102. Surya 27. Second row got inserted. Now first two columns are not null, third column is we can leave it empty. So if what I do is if I try to I have one more syntax kada to insert the values. So here I will write CAD, comma, CNAME. I will enter only these two values. 103. Mohan. Run SQL. Okay, values are inserted. For example, here it is accepting even if you have omitted that age. Why? Because you didn't mention any condition for that age. Now if you remove the CNAME and if you mention CAGE here and you enter the age of a person, now what you are doing here, you are skipping the name of the person, right? Now if you try to skip that particular column, it will be a warning. Couldn't execute the statement due to a constraint failure. 19, not null constraint failed. Where it has failed? Customer dot CNAME. Have you observed this? It won't accept, it won't insert any values. It will give you a warning that when we are performing an operation, the constraint or the condition whatever I have mentioned for that table is violated. What is that condition? Not null constraint has failed for this column CNAME. So you can't leave a column empty which you set as not null. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So even you can leave age column. Why? Because you didn't set anything for that age, but you can't leave CAD or CNAME columns without entering a value. So you can't leave those two columns empty. You must insert one value there. Then it will accept. Row inserted. Now check the table. This can be null, but these two can't be null. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
So that is null constraint. Second, we have default constraint. So default in the sense, what is the value you have to enter? Default. By default, that value will be stored. Okay. Now we'll write a query for that also. Create table customer 2, CAD not null, CNAME not null, age int. For this age I am mentioning default 20. Okay, default 20. Table got created. Now insert into customers 2 values 101 Surya name kada name okay ID అయిపోయింది name అయిపోయింది next age. So for age, for first row I entered a value 25. Okay, one row inserted. Second row. For this I am not entering any value. So is it will it work with the syntax? No. Why? Because you have to follow some other syntax. Insert into table name. Here you have to give CAD, comma, CNAME, values. Now values are inserted. Now we'll check the table. Here I didn't enter age here, right? Have you observed?
Yes, sir.
I didn't give an age, but age will come by default
20.
20. Okay, na? So that is the concept of default constraint. If you enter a value, whatever you enter, that will take. If you didn't enter any value, then the default value whatever you have given at the time of table creation, it will accept that value. Okay. So we discussed about two constraints. One is not null constraint, second one is default constraint. Okay. Now what is another one? Unique constraint. So unique constraint in the sense, if you set any column as unique, then in that it shouldn't be it won't accept any duplicate values in that column. Okay. So we'll go with that. I'll go with customer 3. Unique దేనికి ఉండొచ్చు duplication. Okay, I'll make this as unique. Okay na? Customer ID, table got created. Now in this I am using 3 conditions. Check it out. Unique constraint vaడుతున్నాను, not null and default. I am using 3 constraints in a single table. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Insert into customers 3 values 101 customer name and the customer age. One row affected. Next I am going with one more record, 102. Oh, I have to enter the value here. Okay, 29. Second record inserted. Now I am going with third record. CAD, CNAME. I am going with only 2 values. So CAD I am making it as 102. Name, here I am going with Pooja, and I am not entering this age. Now you just check whether this query will work or not. You tell me whether this query will work or not. Hello, are you there?
Sir.
Tell me whether this query will work or not.
Yes, sir. Work. It will work.
It will work, or do we get any error? Check. If I click on run SQL, we'll get an error that violated unique constraint. customer ID must be unique. I said it shouldn't accept any duplicate values. So in the for the previous record also I have given 102 as a customer ID. Even for this also I am giving 102 as a customer ID. So it will be a duplicate value, right?
Yes, sir.
So it shouldn't accept any duplicate values. That is a unique constraint. See, when you are storing students information, every student will have unique hall ticket number, right? So for that column you have to mention this unique as a constraint, so that you can avoid the duplications in that particular column. Okay, by mistake you may enter the same record multiple times. If you didn't specify that unique constraint for that column, you may enter duplicate records. There is a possibility, right? So to avoid that kind of duplications, we have this unique constraint. Have you got that point?
Yes, sir.
Unique constraint. Next, here you have most important, that is primary key. So primary key is a combination of unique key and not null. It is used to uniquely identifies each row record in a database table. Primary key must contain unique values. A primary key column cannot have null values. So a table can have only one primary key, which may consist of single or multiple fields. So with a combination of two columns you can create a primary key, or with a single column also you can create a primary key. So how to set a primary key? Same as usual, create a table. At the end, which table you want to make a primary key, you can specify primary key of column name. So that column will be defined as a primary key, and in that it shouldn't accept not null, as well as it shouldn't accept any duplicate values. Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is about a primary key. So this is a syntax how to create table name. We'll have some fields, and at the end we'll write primary key of whatever the column you have to mention. You have to mention that column name to which you want to apply it as a primary key. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to set this primary key for names? Is it possible to set this primary key for names?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Names can't be duplicate, huh?
It can be.
Then if you set primary key for names, then it won't accept the duplicate names, right? Even in your class also, in your class only you have the multiple people are there with the same name. Then how to enter the details? It shouldn't accept kada. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So better at the time of creating these constraints, you have to check whether it is suitable to this column or not. Okay, so we can't identify a specific record only with the name, so we can go with a combination name and roll number. Okay, just assume in your class you have Supriya, with two girls are there with same name, Supriya. One Supriya's roll number is 1, another Supriya roll number is Supriya Tiwari. What is her roll number? Let us assume it is 14. Okay, so only with the name Supriya it is not able to identify a unique record, but with the combination with the roll number and the student name. So in the combination of these two fields I am making it as a primary key. Okay, this combination is only one, it can't be duplicate. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So for that is called as a composite key, a combination of keys. See, a table can have only one primary key, which may consist of single or multiple fields. When multiple fields are used as a primary key, they are called composite key. Okay, see here, just what I said. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the thing. This is called as a composite key. Okay. So foreign key is a separate topic. I'll explain this foreign key in the next class. For that we have to create two tables. Okay. Before that, I'll go with check constraint. Meeru, you just go through with this check constraints and tell me what you have observed from this.
Sir, it is used to like, and we can enter the values, but if it is false, it won't enter in a table.
First of all, it will check the condition.
If it says means if it evaluates false, then it won't enter into the table.
Yeah, it won't accept that query again. It will return an error. That in the same way we have violated check constraint. See here in this table creation, he said age. For this age, he said age must be greater than or equal to 18. So in that age field, whatever the value you are going to enter, that must be greater than 18. If you enter a value 17, it won't accept. Clear? So it is restricting you to commit a mistake. Clear? So that is about check constraint. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, good. I think this subject is a bit interesting for you people. I think so.
Yes, sir.
మీరు చెప్తున్నారు కదా సార్ అందుకే.
అబ్బా వద్దు. Okay, so those are considered as SQL constraints. So these are also called as integrity constraints. The primary key, foreign key and unique key constraints are constraints mentioned above. The constraints include, there are many type of integrity constraints. These are the basic important constraints. So now we'll have a look at this foreign key. Okay, for this foreign key we must have two tables, ma. Just check it out, table 1 and table 2. I want to link table 1 with table 2 with a common column. So that common column will be a foreign key. So in this table 1, ID is a primary key, right? The same column will be there in another table, customer ID int references customer of ID. So this is considered as a foreign key. Okay, now what will happen, whatever the values you will have here in the customer table for this ID column. Okay, not this, I'll tell you a simple example, not this, wait. Here I am going with faculty ID, faculty name, and we'll go with faculty salary. It is faculty table. Course ID. So here also we have we'll go with one more column. subject id. Now here subject id, subject name, FID. So here I am going with faculty IDs 101, 102, 103, 104. Faculty name A, B, C, D. Subject code 102, sorry, 202. He can also deal with 202. It is 201. It is 200. Okay. So here we go with 15,000, 16,000, sorry 19,000, 12,000, 12,000. Okay. Now we go with this subject ID. So 201, 202. First we have 200 kada. 200, 201, 202. Subject name C, C++, RDBMS. Faculty ID 101, subject ID C++ 201, 103, RDBMS 202, 102. Okay. Now, have you observed these two tables? This is table 1. This is table 2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, here these are the details about the faculties and faculty names, faculty ID, faculty name, and these are the subjects that faculty can deal. Okay. Here we have subject ID, subject name, and the faculty ID which is allocated for that faculty. Now here 203 will go with a subject web technology. Here if I enter 104, okay, let it be. Again we go with 201, C++. If I enter 104, this faculty is not available in your table 1. Oh, table 1 104 unnada? Okay, 105. Okay, this 105 value is not there in this table 1, right?
Yes, sir.
So if I check this subject details with the help of this 105, I will go to refer in my faculty table, but this 105 details are not available. So this FID, here this FID is a primary key in table 1. The same key will act like a foreign key here. So when we have like this, here you can't insert a value which is not available in your parent table. So this table is called as parent table. This is called parent table and it is called
Child table.
child table. So the values what you are going to enter in child table, they must be available in parent table. Of only it is applicable only for the foreign key column. You can't enter 105 here. Why? Because 105 is not there in parent table. 104 is valid. Why? Because 104 the faculty is available here, so you can deal it. Okay.
Sir, if 104 it is there, then it is parent table, huh?
Pardon? If here you have 105
If
in the
105
parent table, if you have 105 in parent table, then it's valid.
Then what is the use of this key, sir?
Huh? It shouldn't accept you
What
to
is the
enter a
use of-
value which is irrelevant. At the time of inserting a value here, if this 105 is not there, Nana, you are trying to enter 105 here, it won't accept that query. It will tell you foreign key constraint violated. When you are relating two tables, the data must be matched, right? The data must be consistent. Did you get the point or not? Still, if you
No,
have any
sir.
doubts, what's your doubt?
Like, what is the use of this key? I'm asking, sir.
That's what I prove. When we have
So it-
this, tell.
It won't accept the information which is not there in the parent table.
Yes. So it won't make you to enter a wrong details
Okay, sir.
which are not available.
We can enter in this table, foreign key.
Huh?
In foreign key table, we can enter this data, sir.
First of all, you have to create this parent table. Based on that, you have to enter this child table data.
Okay.
I am linking these two tables. If I want to get the details of faculty and course both, then they must I can check this value is there or not. If it is 104,
If
it
it
will
is
accept.
not there, it won't have.
So what I am saying is, if the faculty is not available here, you can't assign that faculty here, right? I don't have a faculty with the ID of 105, but you have assigned 105 here. How it is possible?
It's not possible.
So if it is not a foreign key, it is a possibility to accept the value 105. But if I keep it as a foreign key, it won't allow you to enter a wrong details which are not available. Now you got my point?
Yes, sir.
So you are telling that 105 is a faculty who is going to deal this C++ subject. But that 105 faculty is not available in the faculty table. He is not at all the faculty. He is not at all a faculty. He is not a teacher. Then you can't say, you are saying that he is going to deal that subject. ఆ పేరుతో ఫ్యాకల్టీయే లేడు మన కాలేజ్లో, లేకుండా ఫ్యాకల్టీ సబ్జెక్ట్ డీల్ చేస్తాడని మనం ఎలా చూపించగలం?
లేదు సార్.
సో అది రీజన్. ఓకే,
సార్.
సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద వే యు ఆర్ లింకింగ్ దీస్ టూ టేబుల్స్. Now we'll see here. A foreign key is a key. It is used to link two tables together. This is sometimes called as referencing. Primary key field from one table and insert it into another table where it becomes a foreign key. That is, foreign key is a column or a combination of columns whose values match a primary key in a different tables. The relationship between two tables matches the primary key in one table with the foreign key in second table. If a table has a primary key defined on any field, then you not have two records having the same value of the fields. So if orders table has already created, then foreign key has not been set, use the syntax. Okay, this set cheskodaniki. Okay, so this is the way how to deal with a foreign key. Okay, this is a simple example for foreign key, what is foreign key and all. So these are about the basic constraints what you have, and tomorrow we'll discuss about this SQL joins. SQL joins we'll discuss in the next class. So as per you, we'll go with in this we are into third unit. Nested queries we'll discuss later. Tomorrow we'll discuss this joins of use sequences. So first we'll finish it off and we'll left with only nested queries. Even we can finish this unit 3 in this end of the week. By this weekend we'll finish up this unit 3 and we have to go back. So the same concepts are there here also. See here, whatever the constraints I said, they are the topics of unit 1. Candidate key, primary key, foreign key, and the relationships, some key constraints. Okay, this is the topic what I have explained today from unit 1. It is a simple continuation. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss about joins. What is join, how many types of joins we have, and all the things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay then.